Shalom, shalom. To all my brothers and sisters, I just want to say this is Brother Pakia more from the tribe of Judah. And I'm here to uplift all 12 tribes. I want to tell you I love y'all. And with all y'all ways, acknowledge him. And y'all should be okay. So with this being said, I'm about to go to a song. And then I'm going to go to my message. Thanks.
Hey, I know it hurts, but just let go. Yes, yes, it was so evil, but don't you know? For they know not what they do. But don't get offended, no, nor try to avenge your days to resentment. Just forget 70, 70, 70 times 7. And you can't get past 170, 70, 70 times 7. Just forgive them, no, it hurts so much, so bad. How quickly does it forget? Oh, remember when Father was mad at you? As many times he brought you back. It's so hard for a Negro to hold a little less forgiving. The same loves little. Don't try to defend it. I know you're afflicted and in pain, but the anger within you for all you can't retain. Oh, just forgive. And you can't get past 170, 70 times 7. Just forgive them. Oh, it hurts so much, so bad. How quickly does it forget? Remember when Father was mad at you? As many times they brought you back. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the glory, and the power, forever and ever. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah, that was a great song. Shout out to Zamara Israel. Look her up on YouTube, support her, go to iTunes and buy her music. She's a great sister. All right, so I'm gonna go off with charity. So this is what this about, and this is a great subject that we fail at, and we think it just because we out here preaching these, our precepts out and about on the highways and byways. Without that charity, you know, it could be like, it's something that we have to stick forward to and do. You know what I mean? So charity, the definition of charity is the volunteer the voluntary of giving of help. You know what I mean? So charity. So I'm gonna go to Proverbs 4:7 and go to wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to 1 Corinthians. I said that so you can get understanding of what this charity is. 1 Corinthians 13:1. 1 Corinthians 13:1. All right. 1 second to pull it up for you guys. And if one person get blessed through this message, I appreciate it. I did. The Most High will. So, and all praises to Yahweh and Yahweh and Yahweh ben Yahweh. So, Yahweh and Yahweh ben Yahweh. That's just what I call them. Y'all can call him Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, or whatever words y'all prefer. But when he come and crack through that sky and tell you his name, I'm calling him Yahweh, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And I have sources to back up why I do that. Okay, so let me go to 14 and 14:1. I'm sorry, 13 and 13:1. Okay, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. So, though I speak, I'm gonna say it again. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity. What he's saying is, I can speak with the tongues of men and of the angels, but if I don't have charity, I am become as sounding brass or as tinkling cymbal. That's how important charity is. Okay, you got to have that charity. Okay, and I'm going to go to verse 2. And though I have the gift of prophecy, a man might have the gift of prophecy and understand all the mysteries. A man might understand the mysteries and all knowledge. A man might understand knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. Whoo! That's very deep when it comes to charity. You got to keep that in mind when it comes to charity. I'm going to read that one more time. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mystery and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. Which means if you ain't helping people, physically, if you ain't really out here trying to really help somebody, or, you can give them, they starving for food, you might offer them, you might give them a little something, man. That goes a long way with helping somebody. That's what the Son of Man did, feeding people with fish and bread and all type of things, So you have to have that charity, all right? And though I bestow all, I'm going to go to verse 3. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor. I just said that. And though I give my body to burn and have not charity, it profit me nothing. So if you don't have that charity, it's going to profit you nothing. All right, and I'm going to go to verse 4. Charity suffered long, and as is kind. Charity envied not. Envy not. So charity has nothing to do with you being envy. Envy, that's gonna cover up the envy, man. You help out your brother. You help out. Once all the Israelites get this in their mind to have charity amongst another, it ain't gonna be no need for no everybody being distant. You know what I mean? So that's how you bridge the gap of the distance by having charity. That's the key. Charity suffered long and is kind. Charity envy not. Charity virtue not in self. It is not puffed up, which means you don't have to have pride. It's not a prideful thing. You know what I mean? It's gonna cover all that pride. People who prideful is the people who probably most likely ain't doing no type of charity. So you gotta watch them. Watch them, Israel, for the people who are puffed up and figure they know everything but ain't doing nothing for nobody. You gotta really watch them. So I'm gonna go to verse 8. Charity never faileth, which means but whether there be prophecies, they shall fall. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish. This is saying charity never fail. Charity is going to never fail. Ever fail. So once you get that in your system, you become a new creature just off the strength of charity alone. And now abided faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. I'm going to say that one more time. And now abided faith, hope, charity. These three. But the greatest of these three is charity. And that's verse 3, chapter 13, verse 3 of Chronicles. The first Chronicles, 13, verse 13. Yeah. That's a great thing, you know. That's super. Out of all them three, out of faith, hope, and charity, charity's the greatest. If you ain't got that charity, you're doing something wrong. Alright? So I'm gonna go to 14 and 1. Alright? Follow after charity and the desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophecy. So follow after charity. You can never go wrong. You can never go wrong following after helping somebody. You can never go wrong of helping out the old person when you see her open up the door for her and you know, and calling on to see if she okay. You failing by not doing that. You failing by disrespecting charity. You know what I mean? So you can never fail by charity, ever. This is what this is saying. And now abided faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest things, but follow after charity and the desire spiritual gifts, but rather than ye make prophecy. So follow after charity. That's what we fail at. We don't follow after charity. We fail at everything but that. And that's when Israel will rise, when we have charity. Okay? So I'm gonna go to 1449. And I ain't talking about no charity just inside your camp. I'm not talking about charity just inside your church home. I'm not talking about charity just inside your own little organization. I'm talking about everybody who got the blood of Israel, who just out here who needing it anyway. So you know, let the Spirit pick and choose however you want it to pick and choose. But it's very well needed. Okay. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Now let your things be done. Now let all things be done with charity. There we have it again. Let all things be done with charity. All things. You know what I mean? So I can't stress that enough. This is what the Bible is saying over and over. I'm gonna go to like the example, like when P. Diddy, when he first started. Not before he was with Bad Boy. I'm just using him a nerve. He might not even be walking in the faith, or don't even probably know his nationality or whatever the case may be. But the brother, when he was before he was with Bad Boy, he was learning through. I don't know if it was Motown. I don't know the name of the company he was doing charity with, which means he was volunteering and working. He was up in there working to learn everything he could to learn about having ownership of his company. Once he soaked up that knowledge, then he traveled off and started and making his company. But without that charity first, he had to get that wisdom and help out the other company he was learning from. I'm pretty sure one of y'all might know the name of the company he was with before he started. He started his own company, but he was with somebody else doing charity before he started up his own thing. So without that, he would never knew the knowledge how to even run a company. That's where charity comes in. You know, sometimes you got to stick in there and hang in there with you know, with the situation so you can make your situation better. You're always going to learn from somebody else. There's other brothers in the truth that I learned from. Shout out to Watchmen for Israel. You know what I mean? Wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So came into the definitely came into the knowledge, you know, learning from them brothers, and I got to give them credit for that. So I'm gonna go to well, I could use up another true life instance where Ezekiel, he was on side of the road. I was driving with my woman and stuff, so I had seen him. I had hit the block, man. I hit the block and seen the brother was on side of the road, so I pulled up behind him and asked him to see, all right, man, you needed something, man. He just needed a help to push the car around to the alley where he was. And, man, I got out the car, man, and I helped him, and I pushed the car with him around, man, and parked the car, man. Gave the brother a hug, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm there for you. That probably kind of like stunned him that a person from Judah would come up and help him out like that, man. You know what I mean? And he was stunned, man, and he appreciated that a lot because that was charity, something I did from the heart. This is a true story. This happened like I guess I said a couple of years ago, something like that. All right, so I'm gonna go to 1 Thessalonians 3:6. 1 Thessalonians 3:6, 14. 1 Thessalonians 3:6. All right, but now, but now when Timotheus came from you unto us and brought us good tidings of your faith and charity, and that you have good remembrance of us always, desiring greatly to see us as we also to see you. So that's just like the situation I just brought up with the guy from Hezekiah. He was in good remembrance of me doing desiring greatly to see us as we also able to see you. He told me, you know, yeah, man, it's just a great thing to have charity, man. I'm not even going into that. So I'm just going. It's a great thing to have charity. All right. So let me go to 2 Thessalonians 1:3. Never fails to have that charity, man. People remember you forever with that with charity. I know for a fact. All right. Second Thessalonians 1:3. We are bound to thank God always for you, brethren, and it is meet, because that you faith groweth exceedingly, and the charity of every one of you are toward each other abounded. So there you have it. You gotta have that charity, you know. So I'm gonna read it one more time. We are bound to thank God always for you, brethren, as it is to me, because that your faith groweth exceedingly, and the charity of every one of you are toward each other abundant. That's what I was saying earlier about that's what we need to have toward each other, that charity. 1 Timothy, I'm gonna go to 1 Timothy 4:12. All right. 4 Timothy 4:12. Let no man despise thy youth, and be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. So you gotta have that charity, you know, and let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. And I just read to you out of them three with the have and charity, you know. So I'm gonna go to 2 Timothy 2:22. Okay, I'm gonna go to 2:22. Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of the out of a pure heart. So flee from youthful lusts. You know what I mean? Youthful lust was grown men chasing after women all day long. You know what I mean? One time you gotta grow up, man. But or you know, a grown man sitting on a couch playing video games all day long, man. You know what I mean? Or you know, just not doing that with your life, man. Flee also useful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of the pure heart. You know, I'm not saying it's a sin to play video games. I'm not saying it's a sin to sit on your couch or whatever, but you gotta get up and not follow that useful lust and be charity, you know. So, you know, charity goes a long way. You know, so I'm gonna go to 2 Timothy 2 Timothy 3:10. All right, 2 Timothy 3:10. But thou has fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience. So there we have it with the charity again. But thou hast fully known my doctrine. The Most High is saying, but thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, cherish, patience. I'm gonna go to verse 11. Persecution, afflictions, which came into me at Antioch. But I don't want to get off the subject. But you gotta have that long suffering, that charity. You know, so you that's the way to life. Put it in perspective. So I'm gonna go to Titus 2:2. This is what Jake need to understand, man. We gotta have that charity. You know, we can't think we're above the next person. We need to help out our people, really, instead of putting them down. They have, like, I seen belts people made, don't trust nobody. You know, shirts made, F the world. I hate y'all. All this so stupidness, man. This rhetoric, you know what I mean? Shenanigans, you know what I mean? Talking about, you know, F the world and all this, you know, but that ain't what charity, that ain't what the Bible's saying about charity. Charity means love the world, you know what I mean? Don't give up on people. You see somebody struggling, you know, help them out the best of your ability. That don't mean go broke. That don't mean give them all your everything that you have. But if you can do what you can do, help out. And that don't mean financially too. You can always do it in a multitude of different type of ways. You can help out people. All right. So I'm gonna go to 1 Titus 2:2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience. So sometimes when you're doing charity, you gotta be patient. I'll just bring up the incident about, you know, the P. Diddy incidents when he was working, you know, with before he had his company. He was in patience, learning at a different company so he can learn his company. He didn't rush the company, say, well, in a week, I need to know this right now. Tell me every single thing I need to know. You got to be patient. It might take 6 months to a year. It might take 6 years. It all depends, you know what I mean, on what you're trying to do. So just be patient with your charity too. Don't be doing it, but at the same time murmuring. You can't do that. All right. So I'm gonna go to 1 Peter 4:8. 1 Peter 4:8. All right. Above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Do you hear what this is saying? And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. That's exactly what you need and we need to have. And this goes for non-believers too. That's going to cover, you know, multitude of sins. So, you know, it might be people out here, you know, preaching precepts all day long, trying to downgrade another person who ain't in the truth, when that person who ain't in the truth doing more charity than a person who is in the truth. You get what I'm saying? So, and above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. So all you got to do is do what the Bible telling you to do, and don't try to do your own thoughts, and then you'll be okay, man. You know, but that charity gonna go a long ways. You know, that's why I ain't trying to sit out here. It's gonna be a righteous judgment. I ain't just sitting here judging nobody. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Let's go to 2 Peter 1:7. That's 2 Peter 30. 2 Peter 1:7, okay? And godliness, brotherly kindness, and the brotherly kindness, charity. That's what you got to have. Yeah, you gotta have and to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. That's how you think we're gonna rise as a nation if we don't have that brotherly kindness. It ain't say camp kindness. It said and to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. That's what it says. It don't say church kindness, Baptist church kindness, Islam kindness, or whatever idol that you worship. You know what I mean? It say brotherly kindness and to brotherly kindness, charity. Simple and plain. That's what it say. So I'm gonna go to 2 Peter 1:7. 2 Peter. I just went there. For 2 Peter 1:7. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna go to third John 1:6. 3 John 1:6. All right. Which have borne witness of thy charity before the church, whom if thou bring forth on the journey after a godly sort, thou sort do well. So I'm gonna say that again. Which have borne witness of thy charity before the church, whom if thou bring forth on their journey after a godly sort, they shall do well. So there you have it. All right, I'm gonna go to Jude 1:12, 1542. I'm giving y'all back to backs of charity. Okay, precept after precept, line up on line. All right, Jude 1:12. These are spots in your feast of charity. These are spots in your feast of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds that are without water, carried above the winds, trees whose fruit wear it, without fruit, twice days, plucked up by roots. So these are the spots in your feast of charity. I could break that down, but I'm not about to break that down. Well, actually, I can break that down. When they feast with you, when they feast with you, you can provide a meal for somebody, and that's charity. When they came in your house, they was hungry, and what you feeding themselves. When they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. They had no fear. They was in a world that was fearing, hungry, and then you provided a meal for them. You know what I mean? That's charity. Clouds that are without water. People is thirsty, man. You can give them some water or something like that. Carried about the winds. When they on their journey. Trees whose fruit were thin, without fruit, twice dead. Trees whose fruit were wherein is basically you planting that seed, by giving them charity. You planting that seed to show them that you're a good person, and without fruit, they twice dead, you know. Without that fruit, without that charity, they believe it. They thinking like other people afterward. Oh, nobody loved me. Ooh. And there's so many people in this world, that could be doing charity, but they want to be stubborn. You know what I mean? You feel me? This is what they're saying. So no wonder why people think they twice dead. They think they better off being gone because it ain't no love. You know what I mean? That's how the spirituality in a state of being in Babylon, Egypt part 2 done got us thinking last. You know what I mean? Twice dead, plucked up by the roots, plucked up by the roots. We got some extraordinary roots in our heritage, and we plucked up by the roots. You know what I mean? Twice dead, basically. So let me see. But we could be alive. The devil's a liar. We could be alive with that charity. Charity, you know, conquers all. You know what I mean? So, Revelation 2:19. And it takes more than one person too. It takes all of us to put in that charity. It don't falls on the richest person. It don't fall on the brokest person. It falls on all of us as people. You know, so if we're breathing air, you can do the work. I know thy works in charity. I just said that too. Revelation 2:19. I know thy works in charity and service and faith and thy patience and thy works, and the last to be more than the first. And that's coming from Christ's mouth. I know thy works and charity and service and faith and thy patience and thy works, and the last to be more than the first. You can't go against that right there. So that charity, I'm gonna keep on going back to that charity. That's the bottom line of our issues. All right, 1483. But that don't mean you get charity from somebody and then you can't give charity back to a whole different other person. Charity need to go around like a revolving door to all of us. You just can't get charity and sit back and just be greedy with getting charity. You can't be greedy with receiving charity and don't give it back to other people that you don't even know. You know, so get that in your mind. Stop giving charity to people you only know. Say that one more time. Stop giving charity to people you only really know. Go outside the box. Straight up. How many times did these precepts got to say that? I'm gonna go to Colossians 3:14. Colossians 3:14, 1483. 3:14. Some might accept this, some might not. But God is still good overall. And He's charity. He gave us breath. He gave us light. He gave us the way to walk. He gave us food. He gave us charity every day. And we need to acknowledge that every single day. He the master of charity. He the master of charity. He designed it. It's His. And we His. So do what He do. Do charity. It ain't that hard. 1483. Colossians 3:14. And above all things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectionists. Perfectionists. I thought people be saying, ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. You can't be perfect. Well, that ain't what this is saying. This is saying, above all things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. Perfectionists, yeah.